How much time we got? 25 minutes.
Better than that. No. Hello?
Caroline?
Sonny?
I need to know something, Caroline. The way we used to be together. I don't mean lately, but before. It was real, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. You bet it was. Sonny, what's wrong?
Nothing, Caroline.
Hello everyone. It is September 29th, Sunday evening, and it is 8:45 p.m. here in San Francisco. Welcome. And we have Karina Thompson with us saying, "Hello, Robert. Hello, Karina. Nice to see you from Oklahoma, I believe. Welcome, welcome." And we have our good buddy Medano in the chat. Hello, Robert and Karina. I need to rewatch Miami Vice. Okay, that was a cool scene, right? I mean, that scene that was from the very first episode of Miami Vice, the premiere of Miami Vice back in 1984. And yeah, like they played that song, which was so popular in the 80s, probably one of the greatest songs of the 80s. And that whole scene was just like awesome. You know, the way it came together where Tubbs like loads his double barrel shotgun. Oh, man. The 80s was just so cool. And this TV shows and music that we had. One thing about back then is like, everybody had to watch the same thing. We didn't have a million channels. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have Netflix. We didn't have a million streaming channels. Didn't have a million things to watch. It was either you watch what's on ABC, NBC, or CBS. And that was pretty much it. I mean, people had cable, but still, I mean, those were the three biggest channels. Everybody watched those shows, and so everyone, you know, watched the same thing. And we all knew what to talk about, you know, at the water cooler the next day. Let me know how the audio is coming through and the video. It must be pretty late there, Medano, out in Toronto, right? 11:47 probably. What time is it in Oklahoma, Karina? That's true. Back in the '80s, Modano had a white Miami Vice T-shirt. A great. Everybody had something Miami. Miami Vice was the coolest show. Even if you didn't watch it, even if you didn't stay up late enough to watch it, and you just knew it was cool. Like I didn't see every episode of Miami Vice. I need to watch Miami Vice. I don't really remember too much about Miami Vice, but I knew that everybody, like it was just like so cool because they talked about Miami Vice a lot, like especially Don Johnson. He was always in the news. He was like one of the big stars of the '80s. Yeah, it's pretty late, so it's kind of strange being out here on the West Coast still. I am not used to the Western time that it's so late out east already. 10:47 in Oklahoma, says our friend Karina. I even got the cassette soundtrack in grade 7. Oh, I remember that. Well, I don't. I remember seeing it. I don't think I had it, but there was some seriously good songs. Music was so much part of movies and television shows back in the day. Like especially in the '80s, they would have the soundtrack come out, and the soundtrack would do really well. The soundtrack would do really well. People would buy the soundtrack like because it would have so many good songs on it, and they would be associated with the movie, and many people would go see the movie just like to hear the songs, and like because some of the songs would be released before the movie, and so they were promoting the movies and the songs together, and I love the '80s. It was so cool back then. Things have changed now. I mean, maybe Marvel does that too. I don't know, but this one really did. With In the Air Tonight, You Belong to the City. Oh, nice. Such good songs, right? In the Air Tonight was a massive smash hit, and it basically made MTV huge because that was like the first video that they played, constantly 5, 6, 7 times a day. You know what I mean? Every couple hours, and even on the radio, of course. Back then, like when a song started to go viral, and we had the same concept where a song would go viral, it would be played on the radio multiple times a day. Every few hours, you'd hear the same song on the radio, and on MTV, you'd see the same videos over and over and over again. And that's we didn't have MTV in Canada. We had Much Music, but same thing, and it was cool, you know what I mean? Because like I said, everybody listened to the same thing. We didn't have a million things to listen to. We didn't have a million different bands. We only had the big. There was bands, but all of them were famous. The ones that weren't famous, I mean, nobody knew about them. And we have Dave Averino with us. Hey Rob, did you get the iPhone 16 Pro? No, not yet, but I'm thinking about getting an iPhone. I use Android, but I'm thinking about getting an iPhone. I agree. I think it is Phil Collins' best song. He also has another good song. Oh, it's with Eric Clapton playing solo on it. Like I'm trying to, How I Wish It Would Rain Down. So I think it's called, which came out on his But Seriously album, which was also a smash hit that had just hit after hit after hit played on the radio. And we have our friend and stellar moderator, Juanita. Hello, Juanita. Nice to see you. Oh, don't worry, Karina. I talk about the '80s constantly on this channel. That's all I talk about is the '80s and '90s and how cool it was back then. How the movies were better, the music was better, the culture was better. We were all like, everybody was more. I don't know. I think the world was more united in many ways, even though we didn't have the internet to connect us supposedly, but maybe the internet, it does connect us in many ways, but there's also a lot of options on the internet. There's also a lot of options in this day and age, and we didn't have as many options back in the day. One more night. Oh, Phil Collins, what a great voice, what a great singer, what a good iconic 80s rock and roller. I think he may have even started back in the 70s. He's been around for a long time. One of the very few drummers that can really sing very well too. Like he was a drummer. It's not that the age we live in isn't good. I mean, I'm glad that YouTube exists. I watch YouTube constantly, but only because there's no good TV shows anymore. I mean, we when we had so many movies and good TV shows come out back in the day, then we didn't have even we wouldn't have really had much use for YouTube because everything seemed like it was good quality television, and like not every show was great, but if you were on one of the big three channels on television on prime time, I mean, your show was going to be pretty good. People knew about it, and a lot of people probably watched it, such as all those different comedies that came out, like Cosby Show and Growing Pains and Family Ties, and all those shows that were so funny back in the day. They weren't necessarily politically correct, but people didn't care. Yes, TV is boring. They can't show everything. I feel like TV in the 80s had more grit, more dirtiness, more sexiness to it, more everything to it. Like people were so less worried about offending others, the comedy was funnier, the stand-up comedians were hilarious, and they swore a lot, and they made a lot of dirty jokes and a lot of jokes that would be very politically incorrect today. But guys like Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor and even Bill Cosby was a great stand-up comedian. He got his television show. He was one of the first, stand-up comedians to get a television show. Seinfeld actually came after. Seinfeld's kind of like Bill Cosby, who had, he started out as an excellent stand-up comedian, and then he got his own television show. They both did. And there were others, maybe Lucille Ball, also probably one of those people back in the day. Very funny comedians that were not afraid to tell dirty jokes. Like Joan Rivers was, foul-mouthed stand-up comedian. Andrew Dice Clay was probably like the worst of the worst, He would be definitely like kicked off the stage in this day and age. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to grab a Coke Zero. Coke Zero. Thanks, Juanita. When I'm away, Juanita's in charge. I was amazed they tried to give Richard Pryor his own network TV show, which didn't last long. They even attempted to. Oh, did they? Okay. There was also a very funny show which was very politically incorrect. It's called Sanford and Sons. Sanford and Sons. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. With Fred Sanford. Can't remember his real name. Oh, Red Fox. And he was also a stand-up comedian who had his own show. So there were a few of them back in the day that had that were very funny people, and then the Sanford and Sons was like they had some seriously risque jokes. You love Sanford and Sons. Yeah, that was funny. They had Lamont, the son, on there. Lamont and Fred Sanford. Richard Pryor wrote some episodes of Sanford and Sons. I did not know that. That's cool, but that's awesome. I mean, that makes sense. Richard Pryor's a funny dude. I imagine he was an excellent comedy writer. And Matt Bross is with us. Matt from Ohio coming in and saying, I love that show and Red Fox when I was a kid. Nice to see you, Matt. Matt, let us know what time it is. Are you in the Eastern time zone over there in Ohio? I know, I think Cleveland is, but I don't know. You said you live closer to Pittsburgh, so I'm not sure. Red Fox, what a funny guy. Oh, man. The way he used to yell at Lamont and say all that stuff about white people, and so, every joke was about white people. You know what I mean? Like, so in your part of and is Pittsburgh in Eastern Time Zone? Yes, they had Aunt Esther. They just had some really like funny characters on there. That nice. Yes, that's good to know. There's a lot of cities in the Eastern Time Zone, huh? Yeah, Aunt Esther. Oh man, what a funny show! But that's and nobody cared about the things he was saying. Like as long as it was funny, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. So you could make fun of Jewish people, you could make fun of black people, women, white people, brown people. It didn't matter. You know what I mean? No one cared. No one got upset. No one was like, "Oh, how's he saying that?" He's a comedian. He's allowed to say it. How can he say not say it? It ain't gonna be funny if he just hides from every stereotype. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is, comedians don't do it in a vile way. You know what I mean? They do it in a way that it doesn't make you hate the person that he's making fun of. All right, like it makes you a kind of closer to them in many ways. Even the comedians that were doing late night television shows like Jay Leno, he and he was pretty incorrect. Archie Bunker had a Jewish fan and insisted, yes, exactly. You know what I mean? And he would make fun of them and this and that. But I think even isn't Meathead on that show? Wasn't he also Jewish? So his son-in-law too, I think, was, and it was they would make fun of him all the time. And then he was next door neighbors with Jefferson, and George Jefferson, ended up getting his own show, a spinoff called The Jeffersons, which was a very funny and also very politically incorrect show. George Jefferson, oh, what was his? Sherman Hemsley. Sherman Hemsley, man. Oh, another great comedian. Oh, Meathead was Polish. Well, I knew Meathead was Polish, so I figured he was either Jewish or Catholic. But yeah, The Jeffersons was also a very funny show that came out of All in the Family, and they were written by the same person, I think, Norman Lear, maybe, who I believe was Jewish, anyways. Even Sanford and Son had a couple spin-offs. Okay, what were the spin-offs that came from Sanford and Sons? Jefferson's was good comedy. Okay, okay. Yep. I remember Grady being on that show. I didn't know there was a spin-off from Sanford and Sons. Some spin-offs have been very good. One spin-off did very well was Frasier, which was pretty funny, but it wasn't as funny as Cheers, which was one of my favorite shows growing up. Lamont, yes, Sanford Arms, I believe some. Yes, I believe Yes, I do remember Sanford coming back without Lamont for some reason. Yeah, and we have our buddy Espresso coming in from England, I believe. Christopher, right? Nice to see you, sir. Espresso, I believe, does art, like paintings. So, do you have anything on your YouTube channel, Espresso? Yeah, Sanford and Sons. There were so many funny comedies back in those days. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Good times, good times. Yep, good times. Yep, that was a good show. Dynamite was the guy on there. I remember. Yeah, and then one day at a time. One day at a time. You have Instagram and sell locally, but will be exhibiting. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And you do like original, paintings, I believe. And I think you did Henry's painting that he has for like his avatar, right? It's so. Espresso is a very talented guy. You can go check out his Instagram. I don't know if you could try posting the link Espresso to your Instagram if you want. I did do some things with Nightbot the other day. I disabled some things with Nightbot so it doesn't act up. So so people can post links if they want, even if they're not moderating, because it's not a problem to post a link. Unless if it doesn't lead to something good, then you will be banned. So. Well, Karina, we are hanging out, drinking some Coke Zero. We listened to. We were talking. We saw the one scene from Miami Vice, which I could watch over and over again, just because it's so cool and the song is so cool. Good times. Oh, is there a TV series called What's Happening? I have never even heard of that series. Who was in that series? Oh, okay. I've never heard of What's Happening. Have you ever heard of The Facts of Life? That wasn't so bad. I don't know why that one went to. And also Give Me a Break. Give Me a Break was really good. I never really saw any too many reruns of Give Me a Break. I also liked Webster. Webster was pretty funny. Let me just check my chat here. It looks like it might be. And we have Mark Davis with us. Good evening, Robert and everyone. Hope all is well. Good evening from Richmond Hill. Oh, very nice. My cousin actually lives up in Richmond Hill, and I went to Richmond Hill when I was in Toronto. I met Mark at the Triple T meetup, and when I was back in August, and actually. The next day after the Triple Tree meetup, I went to Richmond Hill to hang out with my cousin. I have two cousins, brother and a sister, that live in Toronto. One lives in North York, one lives in Richmond Hill, and yeah, it's very rural up there. They have like farmland. They have like cornfields and stuff in Richmond Hill. I was surprised. I feel like I'm in St. Thomas or something. It's not it yeah it's I like it. I mean, it's cool. It's very nice up there. Very peaceful and calm. You like both of those shows, What's Happening and or sorry, what was the two that I mentioned? Webster and the other one. The rerun, the heavy fellow was on What's Happening. Oh, okay, okay. And Juanita likes those shows that I mentioned, Facts of Life and Webster and something else. Hi, Medano. Oh, and we have Plush Mickey coming in from Hawaii. Hello to Elizabeth from Hawaii. Okay, so Richmond Hill has population of 230. Well, that's big. 230 is not small, but there is farmland up there. I mean, I saw some cornfields on the way from North York to Richmond Hill. I was surprised. I thought it was like pretty dense there, just like everything else, but it's not that bad. Toronto has a lot of traffic, but it is a wonderful city. There's nothing complain. It's hard to complain about Toronto. I mean, if you need some good food late at night, you can go get it in Toronto. You know what I mean? Right? I was surprised that they have some farmland up there and just outside of Toronto. So it's well, Ontario has a lot of farmland. Like that is one thing about Ontario. It's an agricultural powerhouse. It's kind of like California in many ways. I mean, not to the extent that we don't have the same population, but Toronto, Ontario is yeah, it's a lot of cornfields. Many north-south Toronto streets end in rural areas. Oh, okay, such as Leslie Young and Keele. Interesting. And also Dufferin. And Elizabeth was finishing making dinner. That's why. Oh, no worries, Elizabeth. I probably should have gone on a little bit earlier, but I don't know. I ate chili for dinner, and I just wanted to relax. Well, I made homemade chili in my slow cooker today, and it was like really good. It was really good, but it was very filling. It was I took like ground beef and browned it in the frying pan, and then I put that in the slow cooker, and then I added some shallots. I don't use onions. I use shallots because shallots are very similar to onions, but they're just smaller. And so you can use like the whole shallot, and you don't have to keep like half an onion, in the fridge or whatever. And for hoping that you'll use it one day. So I added a shallot, and then I add a can of whole tomatoes and a can of crushed tomatoes. I have a very small slow cooker. Like it's only like maybe 3 or 4 bowls of like chili, and then I add it's called McCormick's chili mix to that, and just put it in the slow cooker there for probably I don't know 4 hours, 5 hours, something like that, and it was all done. And it's gonna last me till tomorrow too. And what did you have for dinner, Plush Mickey? You slow cook chili for 4 hours too. Yep, yep. It's the first time I've used my slow cooker in a long time, so I was like, let's crack that out and make some chili today. And I like chili. I'll even eat like cans of chili. Denison's chili is a very good one, but this one I wanted to just make myself. This is what the world has been waiting for. Rondel Art 47. Okay, you guys can check out Espresso's handle. I believe that's your handle on Instagram, right? That's your handle on Instagram. Rondel Art 47. Chopped beef onion is what you had for dinner. Well, yeah, that's kind of like chili, you know what I mean? Cincinnati chili. I've never heard of Cincinnati chili. Do they have good chili in Cincinnati? They probably have great chili in Cincinnati. Cincinnati sounds like a town that has good food. They probably got some good eats in Cincinnati. Yeah, check out the Instagram of Espresso. He has great art to show the world. and I think you sell some of your paintings, I believe, right? Spaghetti chili. Oh, interesting. Okay, I've never tried that. I haven't had spaghetti in a while. I was thinking about getting Jollibee the other day. They have that over there at the mall, and they have spaghetti at Jollibee, but it has like some sort of sweet sauce, I believe, that they said on some of the videos that I watched. So I don't know if it's gonna be that good, but I want to try it. Matt's favorite dish is Cincinnati chili. Well, we'll have to check that out, Matt. I don't know if that's available in San Francisco, but maybe. Did you guys have a good weekend? It's funny how the weekends go by so quickly sometimes. And you might be able to get it at the Walmart. I wish we had a Walmart close by here. I love Walmart. You know what I mean? They have food, they have clothing, like they have household goods. They've got all your toiletries that you need for day-to-day living. They have everything, and it's always so much cheaper for some reason. So but it's like 45 minutes away. It's like I can't justify driving that far unless I'm getting something big. And I have driven there to get like a portable air conditioner before. Blue Jays are done for another year. Now it's go Leafs go. Oh, hey, you win some, you lose some. There's always another year. They've been going on since 1977, the Blue Jays have, and they will continue. Then they will not move to another city like Oakland did, I hope. No, the Blue Jays will not. They are Toronto. They're such a great Toronto team. And we have our good buddy Kurt Affair with us. Hello, Robbie and Chad. Hey, what's up, my man? How you doing? Oh, cool. You have an agent in Devon. That's cool. Nice. And is that where you live, over in Devon, UK? If you're in Ohio, let me know. Okay, I will. If I'm ever in Ohio, I will let you know, Matt. Absolutely. You guys will be the first one. You will be the first one to know. Blue Jays going no. Hey, what are you gonna do? I mean, there's so many teams, and they're so hard to beat them all. You know what I mean? Oh, Blue Jays are going nowhere. When you say Blue Jays are going nowhere, you mean they're never leaving Toronto. And I agree with you, because they have a very rabid fan base there. They have a very rabid fan base all throughout Canada. All throughout Canada, they love the Blue Jays. Oh, did you guys see the 90s dance party last night with Liam, Epic Nation HD, and Johnny was there with them, and he was with Travel Fun 69 Jeff, who is hilarious. He's a great YouTuber as well. They all were at the in Toronto at like a dance club, and they were having 90s dance club music there, which yes, I do love. I agree. As are the Leafs. They're not going anywhere either, even though they're bad. They still have too many fans. You live in rural Hampshire. Hampshire, cool. And I've heard of Hampshire. I'm not sure what part of England it is, but that's awesome. It's oh yeah, and your sister put you in touch with one of those agents. That's good. You may then you can get your art out there and start selling. Right? It's fun to create something and then have somebody buy it. That'd be awesome. And we have Mr. Coleslaw. Please don't show my avatar in your streams video, because I have a trademark for it, unless you're okay at the $1 rule. Oh, okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with $1 per time. That's no problem. And you're one of my main chatters, according to Nightbot Cole. So you're gonna make a lot tonight. Johnny Stride showed some of it on his Stumbles stream earlier tonight. Oh, cool! Some of the art of Mr. Espresso. Is that what you're referring to? Oh, you're talking about the Euronation Dance Club. Okay, the Euronation Dance Party. Yes, they went to that, and that was funny. That was hilarious. You didn't see that? Well, yeah. They and those songs that they were playing are all like classic songs. Well, I don't click on it unless if the message is to somebody else, Cole. Yeah, sorry, the Euro party. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was hilarious because I feel like Johnny had a few drinks in that one. Or I think they all did. Why not? I mean, I would if I was going there. South of London, 40 miles, rural with a coastal area. Oh, okay, very nice. So you live in southern England. That seems like a very nice part of England to live in. All of it does. I don't think there's a bad part of England. England is like a great country. Scotland too, Ireland. I've been to all three of those countries. I've even been to Northern Ireland, and I think Belfast is an amazing city. People don't talk about Belfast much, but Belfast is a great city. I'm just gonna stop typing so Cole can send 500 messages. Oh, you can type too, Kurt. You guys can have a message face off, to see who can do the most messaging. Liverpool is also nice. I've driven through Liverpool before. Didn't really stop there because we were driving from Scotland, like a place called, well, from Edinburgh to Holyhead in Wales, so we could take a ferry back to Ireland. So I've been to Wales, Scotland, England, Northern Ireland, and Southern Ireland. They do have wonderful countryside. They have wonderful countryside all throughout the British Isles. It's a very nice place for natural wonder. I'm sure they do off the coast. I wonder if that guy who eats random objects at the circus ever went on a Belfast. Oh, that's a good one. Belfast. That's a play on words, Cole, on the city of Belfast. The Old Mersey Beat and home of the Beatles. That's what Liverpool is known for, the famous Beatles. Plush Mickey says she was into Irish music a lot and loves it. Well, I do too. We used to listen to a lot of Irish music back in the day when when it was big. It kind of had its kind of heyday like a while back. And remember that guy who used to dance? Is it Riverdance? Not that guy, but there was like a whole troupe that used to dance to Irish music. You guys remember Riverdance? Yes, guess how many? You guys can hear the ice cubes. And what's great about this cup is like you can leave it. You'll drink your drink and then you leave it. And the ice cubes, they don't melt for like hours. It's like I can't believe what great thermal capacity this cup has. Liverpool Soccer Club, yeah, are they good? I don't really follow soccer, but I've heard of some of those soccer clubs for sure. You had a clover bracelet you couldn't wear in Ireland. They were always after your Lucky Charms. Yep, Michael Flatley, I believe, was the guy's name. Lord of the Dance, Riverdance, Lord of the Dance. That's right. I'll say U2. They that wouldn't call that Irish music, but U2 does play amazing rock and roll. Is that a Yeti? And we have Vasily in the chat. Destination Vasily says, "Hey Robert, how are you? How are you? Good, good, good. How are you, Vasily? Welcome to the live stream." Vasily has a channel called Destination Toronto. And we have Dirtweed Scotty from St. Catharines. Nice to see you. Juanita, if you want to post Destination Toronto, that would be great. Appreciate that. U2 is Belfast, Ireland. And Kurt says, it always keeps you on edge. Oh, that's a good one. The guitarist for U2, famously, his name is The Edge. That's just his name, The Edge. He doesn't have an actual, like, he's like Madonna. That's his name, The Edge. Well, yeah, I have many apartments. So this is my... This is the one that I have in Nob Hill. Nob Hill, yes. So this is the view of a different part of San Francisco today. I just go from apartment to apartment and do live streams. It's much easier that way. Robert, you might not have heard this Irish band, but used to drink in a pub that Phil Lynott of Thin. Oh, okay. No, I haven't. I've heard of Thin Lizzy. I can't name any of their songs, but I've heard of Thin Lizzy. Oh, thanks, Juanita. This is Destination Toronto's channel. And you can check out Vasily's channel. Yeah, it's hey, when you have this many houses and condos as I have, you got to use them all for, because otherwise they're empty. You know what I mean? I don't rent them out on Airbnb. Nob Hill Farms. No, we spell it N-O-B, not with the K. It's just N-O-B over here. This is my bit. Yes. It's nice. The beauty of the internet and of video streaming from home is you can have as many apartments as you want. I could be wherever I want. I could even have a Paris apartment tomorrow. Who knows where I'm going to be? Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, that Nob Hill is a store, right? Nob Hill Farms is a store. Sorry. The Baron of Bachelor Pads. Yes, exactly. That's I have many bachelor pads throughout the world, to be honest. So tomorrow you guys might see a cooler city outside my window, but the clouds never move wherever I am because there's just the wind doesn't follow me. I don't know why. Buffalo. Oh, these things happen. How about a yurt? I could live in a yurt. I could do a yurt. I could easily do a yurt. I just have to go find a nice yurt to put behind me tomorrow. And it's already 12:25 a.m. there. Okay, so we're already 45 minutes into the live stream. Please remember to like and subscribe. I did start a bit late. So thanks for joining us if you're on the Eastern Coast or on the Eastern Time Zone. I know I would probably be asleep by now. Espresso loves this view. It's very easy on the eyes. I don't mind it. Especially when I'm out here on my balcony here and having coffee and relaxing in the morning. I could see the sunrise. Cole's going to open up a yurt shop and call it Everybody Yurts. A play on the words of the famous song Everybody Hurts. Celtic Thunder was your favorite singers. Ooh, Celtic Thunder. That sounds interesting. In a yurt. Yes. I would like to have an apartment like this, where you have such a nice view. I mean, I don't have a terrible view, but Oh, you're gonna head out, but thanks, Vasily. Thanks for showing up and saying hello. I did meet Vasily there back when at the Triple T meetup as well. The Yurt Affair. You're gonna just have to change your username to the Yurt Affair, Kurt. Yes, I did come into your stream. Hello. Yes, that's right. I did say hello. You had a stream in Toronto today. Do you use a gimbal, Vasily? Or do you just go with the phone in hand like some people do? I know Henry does. Not every time, but I think sometimes he does, like during the day. Phil Lynott was the ultimate rock star, the look, the attitude, etc. From Thin Lizzy? Okay, well, I got to look that. Okay. Okay. I think gimbal does maybe add a little bit more stability, but I don't know. It looked pretty good. Right. Well, there's so many gimbals out there. All of a sudden, gimbals are like the. I've never even heard of a gimbal until a few years ago. And then you go on Amazon, it's like there's like 1,000 gimbal companies now. All of a sudden, yeah. You hold it like Henry and just use that. Yeah. Cole is going to get a bicycle helmet, attach a spring to it, and then put his phone on top and. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Thin Lizzy sung "The Boys Are Back in Town" and "Jailbreak." That I did not know. I never knew who sung the song "The Boys Are Back in Town." That's a great song. "The Boys Are Back in Town." Oh man, that's such a cool song. Yeah. Yeah, it does work with stabilization. Yeah, it does. It does. I still feel like the gimbal is a little bit more stable, but that what phone do you use? Because the better phone you have, the better the stabilization is. I use a DJ Gizmo from $80. Yeah, they have cheaper ones. They have $80, $70 ones. They have ones that go up to hundreds of dollars. They have so many different ones now. It's a huge industry all of a sudden to be making and selling gimbals. Bad Reputation. Okay, I gotta look up these songs. Because I like "The Boys Are Back in Town," so I'm gonna check out the other songs that you guys mentioned. iPhone 15 Pro Max. You have your stand stabilize on instead of cinematic. Okay, and what does Henry use? Cinematic or standard? You have a gimbal for your gimbal, so you can get the ultimate stabilization. Your thing doesn't move. It's like perfectly still. What movie was that soundtrack? "The Boys Are Back in Town." That's a good question. I've heard that song many, many times, though. I just didn't know who sung it. 48 Hours? That was the name of the movie? Is that the movie with Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte? Another 48 Hours and 40. Oh, man. Another 48 Hours. That was the sequel to 48 Hours. Man, Eddie Murphy made some good movies. Like 48 Hours. What a movie. I mean, yeah, I watched that so many times. I love that and Beverly Hills Cop, both one and two. A lot of movie trailers use that song. Yeah, I feel isn't there might even "The Boys Are Back in Town." I don't know if there's a movie called that too. Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit easier. I have a good joke, but I won't say it because of the screen thing. Oh, okay. Well, then that's good because it's probably a very dirty joke and very obscene, and you don't, and it's not really suitable for showing on the screen. There's a new 48 Hours on Netflix, so now they're redoing 48 Hours with Eddie Murphy again or with someone else. Because I don't like it when they redo these movies that are from so long ago. I mean, unless it's a good remake, like one movie I saw that was a sequel recently. It's Ghostbusters. They have a new Ghostbusters that came out like a couple years ago. Not the one with the female Ghostbusters, but this one is with male Ghostbusters. It wasn't so bad, but it wasn't like a remake. It was basically a sequel. Okay, so you're talking about Beverly Hills Cop, which is yes, yes. I heard about this one. I heard about this one. All right, have a good night, Vasily. Enjoy your sleep there, and have a nice week. I hope you had a great weekend, my friend. Take care. The older partner, John Ashton. Oh, I did not know that. I never heard that. That sucks. I love that guy. I love every actor in there. That's like one of my favorite movies of all time. I've seen it a million times. That's sad. Rest in peace to John Ashton. Boys Are Back in Town was at the end of the Expendables. I don't think I've seen that. Oh, I think I've seen Expendables now that I yeah. 48 hours? They're doing 48 hours and Beverly Hills Cop? This is just getting out of hand. They can't think of anything new anymore? They just have to go back to the old catalog and redo everything because they've run out of ideas. Beverly Hills Chops would be a good ruse. Oh, yes. Well, that would be a good steakhouse too. I feel like they're running out of ideas in Hollywood. They don't even, know it. Like they don't can't come up with any more ideas. So they're just like going back through all the old movies and redoing them. The only really, I guess, novel movie that came out recently was Barbie. I never even saw that one, but there's never been like a Barbie movie or a movie about Barbie before, so that was kind of a new thing. Having trouble with the chat not appearing again. Ignore that. Oh, okay. I don't know if I'm missing some chats. It doesn't look like it. I have two chat boxes going on here. You got to make sure you put it on live chat, otherwise you might miss some stuff. Or sometimes it freezes. Reboots, remakes, and Marvel movies. There's just too many Marvel movies. I don't want to watch any more Marvel movies, man. I haven't even watched that many Marvel movies from start to finish, to be honest with you. Like maybe two, three. Um, it's a nostalgia thing. Easy to make yeah. It's much easier because you don't have to pay anybody for the rights. They probably already own the rights, and then they're like, let's make a remake of it, and then we're good to go. And like, I mean, generally you're still gonna need writers and everything. They can't just use the same script, but yeah, it's not. It's they need to something. 96 hours, yes, they're gonna call it 96 hours. That's the sequel. It's gonna keep going up and up. I can't believe, yeah, they're doing both Beverly Hills Cop and 48 Hours again. That's surprising to me that they would do both. You know, they're just really milking Eddie Murphy for all he's got, eh? He's like, and he's all in. He doesn't care. I mean, he'll take the money, and you know what I mean. He'll act in whatever you probably will pay him to do. It's his job. You know what I mean. Yeah, sometimes it freezes, and then you switch to live chat, and all of a sudden, like a whole bunch of they'll just pop up. You guys are all having the same issue. Yes, that's going to be the next name of the next, well, the ninth sequel of 48 Hours. Is your cup a Yeti brand? I don't know what cup. I don't think it has a brand. I just got it off Amazon. I get everything off Amazon. I have Amazon Prime, so it's like I order stuff just because it comes so quickly. But I love how it keeps things so cold. Is there a brand called Yeti? I've never heard of that. Is that a type of thermal cup? We used to have thermoses back in the day, a thermos, and it had like a glass interior, and it had, the actual lid had a little cup handle on the top. So you take off the lid and you pour your coffee or tea into the cup part, and you drink it right out of there. And it was called a thermos. Fisher Scientific. I've shopped from Fisher Scientific before, but only for my companies that I worked for. That they only sell stuff to pharmaceutical and scientific companies. I don't. Maybe consumers can buy stuff from there too, but you remember the thermos, right? When they used to take them on construction sites, yeah, everyone had one. Everyone would take one to the factory, and you'd have your coffee in there, and you just pour it right into the cup that comes with it, and drink it out of there. And you can have at least probably two, three, probably at least 3 cups of the thermoses. They came in different sizes. You had the stainless steel one. Yep, they had stainless steel, and they also have one that was glass. Remember to like and subscribe, says Nightbot. And then we have Taylor King. This isn't West Coast swing dancing. No, no, no. This is West Coast Walker. Just chatting tonight. I do have a walking channel. I don't know if you've been on it before, but I do a lot of videos from the San Francisco Bay Area. So welcome to the live stream, Taylor King. West Coast Swingers on after this, yes. That'll be on OnlyFans channel. I have a Tim Hortons thermos, the tall, narrow one. Ooh, I would love to have a Tim Hortons thermos. Any Tim Hortons memorabilia is probably going to be worth a lot in the future. As we are approaching the 1 hour mark, make sure you like and subscribe, and hope you're enjoying the live streams here. We're in my apartment on the 29th floor, overlooking Nob Hill, and just seeing how you all are doing tonight throughout the world. Robert, do you use AI in the pharma industry? Big now, I heard. Healthcare vertical too. Yeah, they do use AI in pharma industry. They use it for a lot of different things, protein design and stuff like that, and designing drugs in general, and finding different targets in the body. When I say targets, I mean molecules that are generated by the body that cause disease that you want to target and then neutralize, which is pretty much what every drug does. And so the AI is used a lot now in that. So yeah. AlphaFold and stuff like that they have. I got my brother Tim Hortons mug. Anything Tim Hortons I love. I even drink the instant coffee of Tim Hortons, the decaf one. When I want decaf coffee, I'll drink instant decaf coffee. Oh, yep. You're a little late to the like party there, Elizabeth. Yes, you were eating. You mentioned you were cooking earlier, so that's fine. Your brother-in-law used to work in the pharmaceutical industry for Beecham's, who got taken over. Yes, GlaxoSmithKline Beecham's, a major pharmaceutical company. Now they just call them GlaxoSmithKline, but I believe Beecham's got absorbed by that pharmaceutical company. Pharmaceutical industry is very interesting. There's been so many mergers and acquisitions. It's just unbelievable. Way more than most industries, I think. GSK. I think they just call them GSK now. They don't even call them GlaxoSmithKline anymore. A lot of companies have just gone towards three-letter names or any sort of acronym because that way, for throughout the world, it's much easier for someone in China or Japan just to say GSK rather than GlaxoSmithKline Beecham's. Chopped beef onion with carrots and other good stuffs. Ooh. Plush Mickey eating some hearty dinner on Sunday. And does anyone have anything interesting going on this week? I know tomorrow's Monday. It's nothing really to look forward to on Monday usually, but you never know. And Mr. Scotty is having a cup of Nescafe Gold Colombian. Ooh, Nescafe. That's a very nice instant coffee. Yes. Yes, Nescafe is good. I've had Nescafe before. I use, I'll make instant coffee and sometimes I'll add Swiss Miss. It's like hot chocolate. I'll add hot chocolate powder, instant coffee, Coffee Mate powder, and usually not sugar, but sometimes I'll do brown sugar, but usually I'll do sweet and low. Add all of those into a pot and then add boiling water on top of it. It's good stuff. Took a long time to cook that, yeah. Homemade mocha, exactly. I love cafe mocha. I love mocha. Chocolate and coffee is good stuff. Just another regular Tim Hortons for me. I like Tim Hortons, but I usually get double when I go there. Dirtweed saying, ooh, adding hot chocolate to his coffee. That's crazy. But it's very good. It's very good. And it's better than kind of just having hot chocolate on its own or having coffee on its own. You get a little bit of both. Not that I don't drink coffee on its own. I do. Robert, I have to target 2 art shops in my town that have open small galleries and at the back of their shops. And then you can put your paintings in there. That's a good idea. Juanita's liking it. Elizabeth liking it. 1 coffee a day is all you need, ideally in the AM. Yes. If that's all you need, that's great. You know what I mean? If you only have 1 coffee in the morning, that's great. I'd like to have 1 coffee in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and then sometimes I'll have decaf at night. But not every night. Just once in a while, I'll feel like having decaf, and then the cafe mocha I'll only make like maybe once a week. The large coffees from Tim Hortons are pretty big. They're nothing to sneeze at. I mean, it's hard to finish one of those. The mediums is what I usually get. I have a Nespresso or K cup, depend. Oh, okay. Is Nespresso similar to Keurig? Because I've heard of Nespresso, but I wasn't sure what it is. It's just kind of like you stick something in there and it flushes the water through, and you have a cup of coffee in like 30 seconds. I see. It's an espresso pod machine. Gotcha. Gotcha. So rather than having a full cup of coffee, you'll just have a shot of espresso. I've never gotten into espresso myself, but espresso is very big in Europe. Absolutely. Espresso is pretty much, but they drink a lot of instant coffee in Europe too, at home, especially. But they do drink a lot of espresso when they go to cafes. I think they mostly serve espresso there. But you can get American style coffee nowadays just because so many Americans go there. But you can also get like probably different styles of coffee. Yeah, Europe has a great coffee culture. I like Europe. I've only been there a few times, but I want to go more. Mocha pots are pop. Yes, yes. My roommate used to have one of those. It's one of those like metal thingies that you make the coffee on the stove with, and you heat up this metal kind of triangular weird shaped thing. Extra large, double double with a shot of espresso. That's a lot of coffee, bro. I didn't even know Tim Hortons had extra large. I mean, the large itself is like bigger than like, I don't know, 2 cans of soda or something. And then you're having an extra large. So they have extra large at Tim's, and then you're getting a shot of espresso on top of that, and double cream and double sugar. You must be wired for days. That's awesome, Dirtweed. I drink espresso. Yes, that's why you call yourself espresso. Yes, the metal pot thingy. Those are cool. Those are cool. I used to know how to make coffee in those because my roommate had one, but I forgot. That's called a red eye. Also, Rachel Mc. Yes, there is a movie called Red Eye starring Rachel McAdams when she's on a plane. Something happens. I mean, somebody's about to. Is it kind of like I've never seen Red Eye, to be honest with you, but I haven't seen all of her movies. I know I'm bad. I know I did date her once, so I probably should watch all of her movies. No, a decade of drinking that. Juanita likes Red Eye. I should check out Red Eye because, like I said, she's my friend. And Karina's going to bed. She's had enough. It's way too late, man. And yep, she's tired, and I don't blame you. It's only early here. It's not even early here. It's starting to get late here on the West Coast. Well, you have a good evening, Karina. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for joining. Cillian Murphy, also known as Oppenheimer, played the antagonist in Red Eye. He was Oppenheimer. Okay, so I'll check out that because he's a good actor. Red Eye. They probably have that available on many different streaming sites. Excellent actor, Juanita says. Cillian Murphy, yep. I actually haven't seen Oppenheimer either. I want to see Oppenheimer, but it's so long that I can't sit through a 3-hour movie and watch Oppenheimer. You know what I mean? No, we didn't do trivia. I was thinking about doing trivia tonight. We just haven't got around to it. We could do it. We could play some quick trivia if you want. Yeah, I mean 3 hours. I can't even watch a 2 hour movie, much less 3 hours. We grow different, but I like that kind of movie, Oppenheimer. We grow different coffees here in Hawaii. You grow Kona coffee there, right? That's very famous from Hawaii. I'm calling it a night too. Have a great night and catch you on the next stream or premiere. Well, thanks so much for joining, Medano. It's quite late in Toronto, so yes, you have yourself a good evening and have a good week too, bro. Take care. Am I buffering or because my software is giving me an error for some reason? There's Kona and there's a bunch of other ones too, right? Yeah, Hawaii is the only state that actually grows coffee in the United States. No other states grow coffee. Right. I was a bit okay. I noticed that. It's still giving that error though. That's that's weird. There's this. Let me. This impossible trivia quiz will reveal how smart you really are, and it's only 17 questions. So I'm going to do a poll here. Would you like to do this particular trivia quiz where it's an impossible trivia quiz and will reveal how smart you really are? All right, good. We're back to normal, everyone. That's good. It's going to be like classical music all over again. I'll let you guys vote. If you don't want to do it, then we won't do it. Some votes are in. I'm going to have to switch to water now. My Coke is all gone. Next year around this time, people are saying, let's do it. Elizabeth says, no, I'm not good at stuff like this. All right, well, it looks like enough people have voted yes for us to check out the impossible trivia quiz that will reveal how smart we really are. Mark needs time to prepare. You don't need a whole year to study. 9 months will be enough. I don't know if full screen made a difference, but all right, let's scroll down here. And Scotty says, "Be right back." Okay, should we vote for? Should we wait for Scotty, or can we move on with the first question? You can. It's 17 questions, Scotty, so you've got time to come on in later. All right, you're about to take a truly difficult trivia quiz with topics ranging from movies to science and general knowledge. It will infuriate you, and ungeneral knowledge. It will infuriate you. It will humble you, and I'm willing to bet you won't be able to pass it. Think you can prove me wrong? Good luck. You're going to need it. And this is from BuzzFeed.com. Which of the following sports has never been featured in the Olympics? Live pigeon shooting, tug of war, painting, or squash? Live pigeon shooting, tug of war, painting, or squash. Painting doesn't seem like it could be featured in the Olympics, but I don't know. What do you guys say? The other one's possibility. It's a possibility for all of them. Painting, I know. No offense, Espresso, but I know you're a great painter, but it doesn't seem like too much of an Olympic sport. maybe this quiz is actually dumb. You know what I mean? Mark says pigeon shooting. Yeah, I mean, that's also pretty rare to have that in the Olympics. Most people are saying painting. All right, I'm going to agree with you and say painting. Oh! Squash. Squash. Wrong. It's squash. Live pigeon shooting appeared at the Summer Olympics in the year 1900. The goal was basically to kill as many pigeons as possible as they were released into the sky one by one. Tug of war also appeared in that same Olympics in 1900 and was featured in every Summer Games through 1920. I can believe tug of war would be there. Art was also a competition at the Olympics from 1912 to 1948. All of the art needed to be inspired by sport, and there were 5 different categories that awarded medals: architecture, literature, music, painting, and sculpture. Squash, however, will be appearing for the first time at the 2028 Olympics. All right, this is a hard one, right, guys? Who would have thought that painting and all that other stuff would be even in the Olympics? I don't know how they could even judge the winner on that, you know? So we got the first one. It said it's going to be hard. All right. Number 2. What's the Roman numeral for 0? Is it an O? Is it an N? Is it a Q? Or is there no Roman numeral at all for 0? Right? Kurt didn't know that, and Kurt's a pretty smart guy. Espresso says the 100-meter landscape. I mean, I don't understand how they could even do that, like an art question or an art, not question, but an art competition in the Olympics. Makes no sense. Everyone's saying there is no 0. I agree, because wasn't 0 discovered by the Indo-Arabians in India? Yes. Okay, I think we got that one, guys. There is no 0 in Roman numerals. Okay. Which of these inventions is Betty White not older than? So Betty White, poor thing, has already passed away, but she was 99 when she passed away. So which of these is Betty White not older than? So that means these are all older than 100 years old. Any of these, which ones are older than 100 years old? Sliced bread, Band-Aid, Scotch tape, or Frisbees? I don't think sliced bread is older than 100 years old, but it could be. Frisbees? Not too sure. Scotch tape, I think that's from the 1800s, but it could be from the 1900s. Band-Aids, I'm not sure. Sliced bread, says Plush Mickey. This is supposed to be a tough question, so it could be sliced bread. So which of these inventions is Betty White not older than? So is Betty White not older than? So it's saying these are older than Betty White. So these have to be older than Betty White. So these have to be older than 100 years old. So 1923 or earlier. I think it could be sliced bread. Frisbees. Two people are saying frisbees. Two people are saying bread. And Kurt is going to break the tie and say sliced bread. Wrong. It's Band-Aids. Betty White was born in 1922. Well, the Band-Aid was invented in 1920. Sliced bread was first sold in 1928. Scotch tape was invented in 1930, and the Frisbee weren't sold until 1957. So only the Band-Aid is older than Betty White. Good try, guys. We all failed on that one. What's the first movie to win the Oscar for Best Picture? Is it Wings? Is it Sunrise, A Song of Two Humans? Is it Seventh Heaven or The Broadway Melody? I believe I know this, but I'll let you guys let me know. Try not to Google it because this would be very easy to Google. Crazy, right? Juanita and Elizabeth are shocked. For this question, Kurt might be right. I think I've heard that Wings is the first Best Picture, and I don't know what Wings is about, and I've never seen Wings. I mean, I ain't gonna watch no movie from those days probably. But Mark and Kurt are both saying Wings, but Espresso is disagreeing with us and saying it's the Broadway Melody. But I think it's Wings too, so we're gonna go with Wings. Yeah. And it was 1929. It took home 2 awards, including Best Picture. In which country was Haagen-Dazs ice cream created? United States, Denmark, Sweden, or Poland? I believe I know this. All of us were wrong on 2 of the questions so far, and 2 of the questions we got right. So Kurt's saying USA for Haagen-Dazs. It doesn't sound American, Kurt. Espresso's saying Denmark. Elizabeth is saying USA, and Mark says Denmark. And I think I'm going to break the tie and say good old-fashioned USA. Kurt's right that they were founded. Okay, actually, they were founded in the Bronx by 2 Polish immigrants. And they called it Haagen-Dazs to make it sound cool, you know what I mean? All right, what is the only letter in the English alphabet that is not featured on the periodic table? That's a good question. G, J, Q, U, V, or Z? Not featured on the periodic table. G, J, Q, U, V, or Z? Let's see. That's a good question. All right, there's over 100 elements on the periodic table. So you think it's Z? You think it's Q? I guarantee Q and Z are both there. It's probably like one of the ones like J or something like that we're not thinking of. Because what element begins with J, right? Z, there's, like zirconium. Q, there's like, there's got to be something with Q. Maybe not Q. G is definitely featured. V, yes. I think it's J, right? Well, it could be, or it could be Q. V. We're all guessing different things. 2 people say Z. Me and Kurt are leaning towards J, just because I can't think of any element that would have a J in it. You got to remember that these are Latin words. They didn't really have a J in Latin. Q is also a possibility. Any more guesses from the crowd? J, we got it. We got J. All of the other 25 letters are on there. We got it. All right. So what breed is this dog? This particular dog, what breed is it? Let's see if I can fit everything on the screen here. Is this doesn't look like I can't. So you guys might know what dog this is. Is this a Barbet, a French water dog, or a Barbet perhaps? Australian Shepherd, no. Irish Terrier or a Newfoundland? What kind of dog is this? Anyone know what kind of dog this is? A Barbet? Is that how you pronounce it? If it's, I mean, it's a French water dog. It's not Australian Shepherd. My sister has one of those. That doesn't look like it at all. Irish Terrier or Newfoundland? You sure it's not Irish Terrier? These guys are all saying Barbet. Everyone knows that it's a Barbet. Okay, let's go with Barbet. A French water dog. Yes, it's a Barbet. I never even heard of a French water dog. Good job, guys. So what is the capital of Australia? Ooh, I don't think it's going to be as easy as people think. Is it Sydney, Perth, Brisbane, or Canberra? I think I know this one. Don't Google it. Espresso feels like he has an idea. And Kurt does too. Mark's going out on a limb and saying Perth. Elizabeth is saying Sydney just because she's heard of Sydney. It's such a big city and it must be the capital. But this one's a tricky one, and I think Canberra is the correct answer. It's the city that nobody knows in Australia. Who utters the final word in the 2006 movie The Devil Wears Prada? Andy, Emily, Nate, or Miranda? That's a good question. That's a good movie. I like that movie. Devil Wears Prada. Who utters the final word? Probably Miranda, but I don't know. And we have US in the chat. Welcome US, saying Walgett Mission. I don't know what you're referring to, but yeah, it was modeled after Washington, D.C. Canberra was? That's interesting. I don't know what the answer to this is. Who utters the final word? I don't remember. I remember how the movie ends. She finally gets rid of that stupid phone and returns to her boyfriend. But I don't remember who. But then they do bring in a new secretary to help Miranda and assistant or whatever. So I don't know. It's a good movie, right? Kurt says, Mark, I think, yes, we got it. It's Miranda. Miranda spots Andrea while getting, and then and says, go. Okay. Which of these celebrities had the fewest husbands or wives? So out of all these celebrities, which one had the smallest number of wives and husbands? Henry VIII, Larry King, Elizabeth Taylor, Zsa Zsa Gabor. Zsa Zsa Gabor and Elizabeth Taylor, and Larry too. Larry got married at least 7 times. Elizabeth Taylor, I think 6 husbands. Zsa Zsa might have had like 8 husbands. I'm not sure. Henry VIII, I'm thinking at least 6 or 7. I don't remember how many Henry VIII did. Larry King, right? Larry King probably had the most. Or it could be Zsa Zsa. It could be Zsa Zsa. I think it's Zsa Zsa, to be honest with you. We've got 3 saying Larry and me and Kurt saying Zsa Zsa. Any more guesses from the crowd? Elizabeth Taylor. Kurt's changing his vote to. I think it could be Larry King. All right, let's go with Larry King. Henry VIII? No way. Henry VIII had 6 wives. Larry King had... Oh, you know what? We read the question wrong. Which of these celebrities had the fewest husbands and wives? So Henry VIII had 6. Larry had 7. And then Elizabeth Taylor had 7 husbands. Zsa Zsa Gabor had 9 husbands. And one of them was the father to Elizabeth Taylor's first husband. Wasn't that a coincidence? Zsa Zsa Gabor had 9 husbands. Oh, man, that's awesome. All right, who is the second most mentioned character in the Harry Potter books? Okay, who is the second most mentioned character in the Harry Potter books? Voldemort, Hermione, Ron, or Dumbledore? Well, obviously Harry is number 1, so now they're saying who's number 2 here. I've read the first 3 of these books, I believe. And we have Yahya. Had to finish a lot of assignments for college. Welcome, Yahya. Nice to see you. Hopefully you got everything done and you can relax now. Jane Fonda, Zsa Zsa Gabor joke, Johnny Carson show. Yes. Yes, Johnny Carson used to make fun of Zsa Zsa a lot on his show because of all of those husbands that she had. It was a great material there, making fun of Zsa Zsa. Hermione, Voldemort. We've got 2. Voldemort says, but Voldemort is can never be named, so I don't think they're the second most mentioned character, right? Because if you're not allowed to name them, how could they be mentioned? I think it's Ron. I think Ron is his best friend. Yes, I do too, Kurt. I think you're right. That she was husband number 6. It's 1:15 already. Oh, wow. I mean, yeah, we're already past 1.5 hours. This live stream's gone by quickly. You guys are so entertaining. Right? But everyone's saying Voldemort. I say it's Ron. Some people are saying Dumbledore. Okay, well, let's go with Dumbledore. I knew it was Ron. I should have gone with Ron. Ron is mentioned 5,819 times. Harry's mentioned 16,000 times. Hermione 5, Dumbledore 4, and Voldemort is named 988 times. All right. What color is a polar bear's fur? White, yellow, black, or none? Ooh, this could be a trick question. Does a polar bear have fur? I believe so. Well, I believe all bears do they not? Or does he have something else? You should stream outside. Yeah, I do stream outside, Yahya. You probably just missed my streams from outside. Well, a polar bear does have white fur. But that wouldn't be a very tough question now, would it? Kurt's saying it's actually an off-white. It's actually a yellow. I think you could be right, Kurt. I don't think it's pure white. I think it looks white from a distance, but Dirtweed is saying yellow. None. Polar bears have transparent fur. Their hair only looks white because that's the color our eyes see when an object reflects back all the visible wavelengths of light, rather than absorbing. They have transparent fur. Polar bear has fur that's transparent. No idea. I had no idea that that's even possible. Can you believe that? That's something I need to look up more. Polar bears have transparent fur. Wow. Which of these politicians has received the most Grammy Awards? Barack Obama, Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, or Hillary Clinton? Right, Kurt? That was a trick question. Nobody knew that they had transparent fur. You can't see their like organs or anything. The most Grammy Awards? Grammy Awards. Grammys for singing. They also give Grammy Awards for like voiceovers, I think, or maybe audio books or something. I don't know. Barack Obama, probably, right? Barack Obama won everything. He won like a Nobel Prize. He won. Let's go with Obama. He seems to win. Jimmy Carter. He won 9 Grammy nominations for Best Spoken Word Album. Yeah, they do spoken word stuff. Okay. Barack has 3 nominations and has in the same category. Clinton has 4, and Hillary has. I think maybe they created that one just for politicians. That Best Spoken Word Album. All right. Karen Johnson is the real name of which celebrity? That's interesting. Is it Iggy Azalea, Dakota Johnson, Whoopi Goldberg, or Cardi B? Yeah, they got us on that one. Whoopi, could be. Could be Whoopi. Because I doubt Whoopi Goldberg is her real name. Could be Cardi B. I don't know what Cardi B's real name is. I don't think it's Dakota Johnson. I think her name is Dakota Johnson because she's actually Don Johnson's daughter, who was in my intro video there. If you saw at the beginning, he was one of the stars of Miami Vice. Everyone's saying Whoopi, and I'm going to have to agree with them. And we got that one right. We got that one right. She got the name Whoopi because she always farted, and people started referring to her as a whoopee cushion. That's hilarious. Based on temperature, which planet is the hottest in our solar system? Is it Mercury, Venus, Earth, or Mars? Based on, I think I know what this one is. And unless it's a trick question, it could be a trick question. Frosty's here. Welcome, Frosty Arcades. It's either Venus or Mercury. I mean, Venus is very hot because of its atmosphere and because it's close to the sun. But Mercury's even closer to the sun. So wouldn't that have an even hotter atmosphere? But it doesn't really have much of an atmosphere like Venus does. So maybe it doesn't hold heat in like Venus does. So this is a good question. Yes. More people are saying Venus, and I'm going to have to agree with them on that. And we got it right. We got it right. Even though it's not quite as close to the sun. Yes, it's still hotter because of it has those gases and stuff like Kurt said. We're on question 16 out of 17, and now we're going to ask us, in what century was Genghis Khan born? Actually, it's pronounced Genghis or Genghis Khan. 9th century, 10th century, 11th century, or 12th century? I believe I know this. And remember, when they say 12th century, they mean 1100s. So, because we're in the 21st century now, but it's only the 2000s. So remember that. 9/10, Kurt. I think Kurt might be correct with 12th century because Genghis Khan conquered Persia in 1200 something. It was like 1205, 1206, something like that. So he was born in the 1100s most likely. So that would be the 12th century. Yes, 1162. And he died in 1227. And finally, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? One tree, 700 pounds. None. They don't actually chuck wood or just shut up. Well, I think we got this one covered. Oh! All right. 10 out of 17. We scored better than 90% of. Oh, we did actually very good. We did actually very good. You got the right mix of trivia knowledge, but we're not like, we don't know everything. So I think as a team, we did excellent there. That was kind of a fun question. A fun quiz because it was like it wasn't one topic. It was like a mixture of everything. So that maybe we'll try and find another BuzzFeed quiz next time on our live stream. And hopefully you guys enjoyed that. It wasn't that easy. That was not one of the easiest trivia questions we had. We only got 10 out of 17. I agree. It was a fun quiz because it had different topics rather than just focusing on the one topic that everybody, not everybody loves one topic that we're going to pick. Movie trivia? Well, yeah, we'll definitely do movie trivia. Everyone loves movies, you know what I mean? But we'll find one that's like not too easy, but not too hard, not one that's very niche, but one that is we could all maybe have a shot at, like that trivia question, that quiz we just had. We all kind of had an idea of some of those questions, and they're all kind of, things that we could possibly maybe know. Not enough art questions. No, but it did have that one question that we got really stumped as to having painting in the Olympics. I bet you none of us in the chat knew that they had painting in the Olympics. That is very surprising. Very surprising that they once had painting or any art in the Olympics at all. Movies sounds good. Yes, I'll find a good movie one that we can do next time because movies is a great topic. As long as it's not new movies, because I don't really watch. I haven't watched too many new movies from the last 10 years, to be honest with you. I mean, a few, yes, but I rarely go to the movies anymore. Who would have thought they had pigeon shooting in the Olympics? That's just ridiculous, as well as painting. I mean, give me a break. That's those are and not squash. You'd think that squash would have made it in there at some point. Addie says, "Did you say Chuck Wood or shut up? Why? What a rude welcome to your stream." And I thought you were a great. Yes, well, that was a funny last question there. I don't know if they really even should have counted that, but I don't know if anyone would have got that one right. I think no matter what you click, it probably tells you you're wrong. WCW, that's West Coast Walker. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. It's an hour and 45 minutes. Yeah, trivia is a fun thing to do for about half an hour or so and kill some time. Television is also very much fun. I think I even know television more than movies. I think I've watched more television shows than movies in my life. I think it's actually not even close. I think I've watched probably way more television shows than movies. I like television a lot. I like binge watching like a television series on any of the streaming networks, and so because with a series you get little half an hour or 1 hour shows. You can easily get through them, and then you still have that storyline that you can come back to next time. But with movies, it's over unless you have like a sequel to watch. The last good series I watched was Shogun on Hulu. It's pretty good. I'd like to read the book now too. I wanted to go to the library today, but our library has weird hours. On Sunday, they're open from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. I mean, that's kind of weird to be going to the library at 2 o'clock. I mean, I'd rather go much earlier than that and get my books. My that's my that's another WCW reference. Came too late. Da Vinci would have been a gold medalist. Yes, yes, or Salvador Dali. Wrestling sounds hard. Wrestling does sound hard, but it's fake. So but even faking it sounds hard. That might even be harder than real wrestling. TV is great. I love TV. I love old television shows, like all the ones we were talking about earlier from the 80s and 70s. They were so much fun. When will the Leafs win the Stanley Cup? No, it will Stanley Cup. They might as well win They might as well win painting in the Olympics, Mark. I mean, I think they have a better chance at winning that than they have the Stanley Cup. Better be this year. Well, if they do, Mark, I will be very, very happy. But try not to get your hopes up there, my friend, because I think most Leafs fans have given up on any sort of world championship coming to Toronto at this point. Speed crochet for the next, yeah. I think the Leafs might have a better chance of winning that. The Jays are toast. Yeah, well, what, you're going to win? At least they won the championship twice in my lifetime. I'm a goner soon then. No, you could still you could still be around, and the Leafs might still make it in your lifetime. Yeah, Kurt, here's some lyrics. There's a voice. Oh, you're telling Kurt that these are some song lyrics? You used to watch black and white movies, Elizabeth. Oh, wow. Just for fun, or are you that old? I mean, not that old, but I mean, black and white movies were a long time ago, so. But I've seen black and white television shows and movies. I used to have lots of reruns of black and white TV shows and movies on all the time. Like Bonanza, I believe. And what was that show with Opie? Andy Griffith show? For fun, okay. Yeah, you didn't live in the black and white era. Well, I didn't mean that. I meant that, are you from that generation is what I meant. Some were good. Many black and white movies are good. Many black and white movies are good. Isn't Breakfast in Tiffany's black and white? A lot of Marilyn Monroe movies, James Dean movies. I haven't seen too many of those older movies, but did I ever watch? I think I've seen that. I like Mel Brooks. He was also the filmmaker for Spaceballs. Yes, Laurel and Hardy. Little Rascals was in black and white. I used to watch Little Rascals. I watch a lot of Little Rascals. Wizard in Oz does have black and white, and then it becomes color, which would have been amazing to watch in the movie theater. Imagine that. Yes, I remember Little Rascals. Little Rascals, I've seen a lot of Little Rascals. Alfalfa they had on that show. Yeah, that was a good show. Great Escape, Dirty Dozen. Is Dirty Dozen? Was that oh, Dirty Dozen, yes. Gone with the Wind went into color as well, yes. Did it start as black and white and then go into color in that movie, or was it just all in color? That was I believe Gone with the Wind and Wizard of Oz came out in the same year, 39 maybe, which is a long time, but still famous movies. Yes, Alfalfa had his little hair lick sticking up all the time. He was a funny little thing they had there. You love The Great Escape. Great Escape was a very famous movie. Was that from about Alcatraz? I'm not sure exactly. I don't know why I keep trying to drink water from my empty cup. We'll continue to the 2 hour mark. I hope everyone has smashed the like button. And obviously, if you haven't subscribed yet, we do have a few new people in the chat tonight that we haven't seen before. We had Taylor here and US here. Great Escape was a World War II. Okay. I'm not sure if I've seen that. Thunderbirds was a surreal show for kids. What's Thunderbirds again? I'm not sure if I remember Thunderbirds. Steve McQueen's Bike Jump. Yes, Steve McQueen had some great movies. He had one that was famous for being filmed in San Francisco, Bullet, I believe, and showed all the amazing hills and streets of the city of San Francisco. And yeah, I mean, there was a lot of stuff that used to be filmed here. The Rock was a great Alcatraz movie. The Rock was an amazing Alcatraz movie. The Rock is one of the greatest movies ever. Sean Connery is one of the greatest actors. I think he's so good in that movie. Elizabeth remembers Thunderbirds. I don't remember Thunderbirds. Raging Bull with De Niro, I believe, was in that one. Yep. Yep. I don't know if I've seen Raging Bull, but I worked at Blockbuster, so I knew all the movies that we had and who was in them, but I didn't necessarily watch them all. But if it was on VHS, I knew about it because I had to put it back on the shelf. Mark and Juanita agree that De Niro was in that movie. Did we used to get the advanced movie? No, we didn't really get advanced movies, but when it came out, we were the first ones to rent them and watch them for sure. I mean, because we could just set it aside and rent it, but and we were allowed 5 rentals a week for free, so it was great. The screeners, yeah. I don't know if they really sent those to us. One of your favorites is Scarface. Oh, Pacino, that was a great movie. That was a great movie. You would say hello to my little friend. Spaghetti westerns are great, also in black and white. Yep, those were all in black and white. Well, thank you, sir. Nice seeing you. Yeah, my chat's acting up again too. Hope you enjoyed the live stream, and I know it's probably very late over there in jolly old England. So you have a good night and a good week, Espresso. Thanks for joining, Christopher. Who was my favorite teacher in high school? I have no idea. Probably my math teacher. Say hello to my little friend. That's right. Yeah, those screeners. I don't know if Blockbuster really had them, but yeah, we had I loved working there because on Friday nights, everyone would come in. The place would have been packed. Like all of St. Thomas was, watching movies on Friday and Saturday nights. Some of the Scarface quotes are very, yes, there's a lot of profanity in that movie. It's about very powerful cocaine dealers and whatnot, so it's not for the faint of heart. Let's say that movie. There's a lot of murders, a lot of death, a lot of everything. But those were the movies that we watched back in the 80s and 90s. Nobody was afraid to make movies like that with tons of violence and tons of reality in it, and making it seem like it was, they weren't trying to sugarcoat everything. Oh, it must be almost 7 a.m. there, huh? So you're up actually really early in the morning. Goodfellas was good too. Yep, Goodfellas was one of those classic mob movies that were so big back in the 90s and even 80s, and even beginning in the 70s when Godfather came out. Godfather started a trend of really big budget, with all the famous actors in mob movies. Everyone was in mob movies. Mob movies were like the biggest thing. Yeah, Casino and Goodfellas and Carlito's Way. I don't know. All these huge mob movies came out, and yeah, they were all pretty big. Juanita agrees. Mark says word. And Nightbot says, please remember to like and subscribe, otherwise we'll be very upset with you. Donnie Brasco was another one. Yeah, Donnie Brasco. And Scarface was mob, but it was Colombian. It was like more the Cuban mafia. Yeah, Joe Pesci was in a lot of those different movies. And so it was a great time. Yeah, we'll have next time we will do movie trivia, just because movies and television seem to be one of the things that we all know a lot about. Well, I mean, certainly I do. I mean, I love that genre of art. Some inflation coupled with, oh, nice at the supermarket. Yeah, food's expensive nowadays. It's hard to, you got to find things that are on sale. Otherwise, you're paying a lot nowadays for stuff. Untouchables was an amazing movie. Untouchables with Kevin Costner. Oh my God, what a movie! What an unbelievable movie. If you've never seen Untouchables, you got to go watch Untouchables. That was about Al Capone. And I believe De Niro was in that as well, right? Was he the one who played Al Capone? Easy Rider. Yeah, that's a motorcycle movie. Yep. And you thought that Untouchables was amazing, right? And we have Twice Misamo. Hi, Robert. How are you doing? I'm doing well, Twice. How are you doing? Love that Sean Connery was in Untouchables, playing an Irishman named Malone. Yes. And he helped Kevin Costner, who played, what was the guy's name? Can't remember his name, but he played the cop that was going after Al Capone and his illegal alcohol ring. And there was a lot of stuff about prohibition there. And Elliot Ness comes up with the name Elliot Ness. Nice. Yeah, Elliot Ness from The Untouchables. What? Yeah, that whole movie. That see, they had all the big actors. You know, that was a famous line from the movie. Twice likes Family Guy. Yes, Family Guy's a good television show. And Mark saw Easy Rider last night. Jack Nicholson was in it. Yeah, Jack Nicholson and Dennis Hopper, I believe. Dennis Hopper was an amazing actor. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but man, he was in so many good movies. What a good actor too. He had so much acting chops. I don't know how to explain it, but the guy just could act. I like Dennis Hopper. Musicals were okay. I'm not big into musicals. The whole singing during the movie kind of ruins it for me, you know what I mean? You like the singer named Rihanna. I like the singer named Rihanna as well. Dennis Hopper died in 2010. That was a long time ago, so I guess he's not alive. I'm a poor guy, but he was awesome. You know what I mean? He was awesome. No wonder I haven't seen him in any movies lately, because he died a long time ago, it looks like. But yeah, because like they're singing in the movie, and it's kind of distracting. Yes, the villain in Speed was a good movie, even though it was kind of cheesy. Like, you know, the bus couldn't go less than 60 miles an hour or something like that. 60 miles an hour. I mean, you can't drive a bus more than 60 miles an hour for that long period of time. That's like that's highway speed. You like Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez is married to Ben Affleck, but I think they're getting divorced. That's too bad. I don't know. I don't know what she's in. I mean, I think she's in some movie. Oh, she was in a movie. Yeah, she's in some movies I've seen before. Right? Like, isn't that a little implausible? Don't you think, Juanita? 60 miles an hour. That's like, you can't. How can you even turn at that speed? I don't watch horror movies. Not into them anymore. I mean, when I was a kid, I did. I kind of liked those comedy ones, Scream, but those weren't really that scary. Oh, is it 50 miles per? Still, that's too fast. You can't turn at 50. Crazy that Keanu has that kind of launch out. Yeah, Keanu's been in a lot of movies. He's been around for a long time. I think The Matrix was probably his best movie. She started on Living Color. Really? Jennifer Lopez was on In Living Color. She's that funny. You have to be funny to be living on Living Color. That was a very, very good show. Montreal, Quebec. Yes, it's a nice city. Beautiful city. Jennifer Lopez was great in Enough. I never saw that one. Never saw that one. Maybe I'll check that out. Speed was good though. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I didn't mind that movie at all. It was very edge of your seat thrilling. Oh, okay. I was gonna say there's no way she was an actress, because you have to have some real comedy chops to be on In Living Color. That was like one of the best. That was they had the funniest people on there. Jim Carrey and all those Wayans brothers. Yeah, Fly Girl, they're all saying. Janet Jackson was a Fly Girl? Well, Janet Jackson was already famous. She didn't need to be a Fly Girl to get famous. Juanita liked the show, the movie, Enough. I should check that. Is that a movie? That's right, Kurt. No, you're a funny guy. We love hearing all your jokes. You're the comedian of the chat. All right, folks, we've reached well past the 2 hour mark. So I think I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. Twice likes this singer from Imagine Dragons. Imagine Dragons is good. But try not to be too repetitive twice. So you guys have a good night. Well, thank you, Juanita, for your moderating. Bye, Mark. Elizabeth. Kurt, thank you. Yes, I'm glad you enjoyed the live stream from my bachelor pad. And Twice, nice to see you again. And Dirtweed, and Addie, and Espresso, and everyone else who joined the chat. You have a good evening. We will see you on the next stream. I will have no premiere tomorrow, but there is going to be some premieres this week, so I'll let you know. And I'm glad everyone had a fun night. Take care, and we will see you on the next one. All right? Bye, everyone.